Yeah, see, that red zone there's kind of close, but I don't think you can do it more than once per game. Oh, hello. Oh my god. Wow. That really, we went a long way there. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people trying to get vehicles because this mission is such a ball ache. Everyone's going to be trying to do it right. We want to drive off and find out. Oh, there's a snowmobile over there. So we're going to go get that snowmobile because that's better than the Dacia. The bike worked really well, though. If we can find another bike. You have to kind of follow the roads to an extent, but otherwise it's fine. Oh, I got to blow up vehicles as well, haven't I? Okay, yeah. Alright, let's get this. Get a gun. Wait for red zone and blow vehicles up. Oh, and we got to get outside of this. Okay. Maybe we'll head south then. Or, like, we need to be kind of down in this region, I guess. I think we're just going to go to the south edge here and just gamble with that. It could go on that, like, east-hand side. I mean, it could go anywhere that's not in the zone, but... I feel like that southern point is probably a vaguely decent bet to take, right? Oh, man, I was specking out a whole new computer this morning. I just on... No. On a whim. Dude, I'm trying to... I think someone else just shot him. Oh, there's someone else. Bugger off. I'm trying to do red zone-y things. It's there. Okay. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We can do this. We can do this. We just got to get on the road because this bike doesn't handle well on the snow. Okay, down here and then we hang on our right. No. Shit, that's bad. Okay, yeah, just fired. We should be able to make this, maybe? Just about. So we don't get shot when we arrive. I love the, like, streams of people you get arriving in the red zones in vehicles trying to do this stupid mission. You just tuck in somewhere here. So mean. Do you think that counted for him? I reckon it probably did. Mine seemed to count when I got killed in the red zone. It's just one for luck, right? Well, I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Oh yeah, destroying cars. Yeah, let me go and destroy the that snowmobile. Maybe we'll destroy the bike and then we'll take the snowmobile and try and do like a crazy jump or something. So I want to see this last mission. Whoa! Can a snowmobile do a flip? Yeah, I did a front flip on one on like day one, I think. When it came out onto PTS before Christmas, we did a front flip. We just got to find somewhere good to do it. They're quite nimble in the air. You can control them pretty well. There's a guy around here, but you know, whatever, right? See you later. Any vehicles? I mean, I know I'm riding one, but there we go. There's another one. Ooh. Maybe not park right next to me. Just a sec, man. Silence is golden. Confusing this guy to death. There you go. How many's that? I did a Dacia, I did a bike, I did snowmobile, I did that snowmobile. I reckon that's probably it. That's done. I had to do 5 totals. I think I've done it. Hey, 2 and 8, how you doing, man? Welcome. Can I ask what your opinion is on the state of the game at present? don't know, really. I'd have to think about that. I feel like there's a lot of issues like the loading, how the game can't handle loading stuff, like loading buildings and interiors of buildings. The game can't handle it on a non-SSD, console, on the standard Xbox or on the Xbox One X with no SSD. The loading of stuff is very poor, but it always has been. I think there was a time where it was better on the Xbox One X, and it's now worse than it used to be. This is going back a long way. We're talking like probably 8-9 months ago. There was a patch where suddenly everything on the X kind of got worse. I think they were trying to maybe make the frame rate better or more stable, but I mean, at least it doesn't crash every day, right, like it used to. But yeah, it's still disappointing that they can't, figure out a way so the map loads in nicely like a proper polished game, when you drop. And it does to a degree with the SSD, but it's a shame you need that. Yeah, I don't know really. But that's something that's been around for a long time, Just kind of just deal with it, really. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating because I still love playing the game and I can play it, fairly well with an SSD, and with the X it kind of runs okay. But it's more annoying from my perspective because if this game ran nicely on a normal Xbox with low textures or whatever, and if it ran nicely on Xbox X without an SSD, which it doesn't, well, particularly in terms of the early game, then that would mean a ton more people would play this game. If someone picked up this game as new, they'd never played it before, they picked it up on their original Xbox or the Xbox One S, and they dropped, and then the buildings hadn't loaded in, by the time they hit the ground, they'd be like, what is this piece of trash? And then they'll not play it again. So it's frustrating for me as a content creator because I know that if they had the game performing well, a lot more people would play it, and that would be a great thing for us. There'd be more people playing it, more people watching content. So it's a shame, but I still love playing it. But yeah, I mean, there's the player base would be huge if it ran in a if it ran well, then the player base would just be huge. But because the player base is pretty big and active anyway, and that's considering the many flaws that it has. So if they manage to get it like working all nice, can you imagine? There you go. I don't know, I've kind of learned over the years of making gaming content to like not really worry about it too much, because you never get everything. Games are never, especially when you play one game loads, there's always things that they never, it's never going to be exactly how you want it, and you can't really influence that in any way. So you just have to kind of either play it and you enjoy it, or if you don't enjoy it, don't play it. But yeah, I enjoy the game, but there's a lot of room for improvement. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, I think. If the map loaded in properly for anyone on any platform, even if they had to crank the textures right down and look real crappy, if the map loaded in and no one ever dropped and like there was a hole in the map because they're driving around too fast, or they dropped a castle when the castle hadn't appeared and they went through the floor, if it didn't do that, I'm sure that would have such a big impact on the player base size, because it just, at least it'd look like a polished game, to an extent. And then, other gripes like, how's the frame rate, or was there desync, or did I get a bit of lag, or the UI being a bit, the new UI being a bit weird, and the loot balancing, and all those kind of things, like, I think are kind of secondary to that. This is pretty relaxed. Been chatting for a while. Hey, what's up, Parsifal? Yeah, I mean, exactly. If you look at it like that, I've had great value for money out of this. I have no regrets about playing it. I absolutely love it. It's an awesome game, but it's an awesome game with a lot of flaws. But yeah, for what, 20 quid I bought this game for, and the amount of hours I put into it, excellent value for money for sure. Go on, Alfie, mate. So, I can't complain about it from that perspective. I'd probably be more annoyed if it was like a free-to-play game that I put loads of money into, like World of Tanks. Like, World of Tanks is free-to-play, but we spent tons of money on it. And if that had been in, if I'd been spending loads of money, I'd probably be more annoyed, but, it was such a cheap game to buy. What's up, System? How you doing? I think they rushed the development early on. No, I don't think so. I think it's just built on I think it's just built on an engine and a back end that just can't run well unless it's on like very, very advanced technology or very solid, much better technology than is available in consoles. Because they've had what, a year and a bit now of it being kind of through, you know, in early release and then full release and stuff. And I just think it can't, on the current generation of consoles, they just haven't been able to figure out a way to make it run nicely. And you'd think after, if they've had over a year of dev time, then it can't be done unless, you know, they just had a new game that was built on a new engine or waited for a new generation of consoles to come out that have SSDs and better processors and stuff. Look at a game like Gears 4, yeah, but then you have to look at, you know, there is definitely something, you know, very demanding on, you know, computer power about 100-person battle royale, 100 individual players on these huge maps. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, it does, yeah. You know, but if they've had over a year, you know, I'm sure they've tried everything. I don't feel like they're suddenly going to miraculously put an update out and then that'll get rid of all the Play-Doh buildings on, you know, non-SSD consoles. I just don't see that happening. Not on this generation of consoles or this version of PUBG. Hey, 4 alive. What's up, Smirky Siren? How you doing? Yeah, I don't mind the new parachuting mechanics. They seem fine to me. Haven't really had any problems. You see a guy there? I think so. One dude left and he's over here somewhere. Where's that smoke? Back there, okay. I think you're on this building somewhere, right? There's a dead guy back there, or is that's a dead guy, right? No. One dude. How are you alive? What? Shot that guy so much. Surely that guy got hit in the head like 2 or 3 times. That's crazy. Hello? He's on fire. He's on fire. I don't know how that guy survived the first shots I put on him. That's crazy. That's crazy. There we go, we got chicken dinner. There we go, we can put that on YouTube and it can be like Grant's opinion on the current state of PUBG. What a meta tent, yeah, it's Valiant, right?